Welcome back, True Seeker. New website existing. This is Gematria Forum. Someone who's followed my work for quite some time has now built a website, a forum for people to discuss gematria and share information. And I see that he's put my blog on here. He's put the Gematrinator website on here. He has the blog of Dan Barrett and The Man Who Does Your Broken Reality, as well as Zenith of the Alpha. I would suggest adding the work of Brother Berg, and there's a number of other people who are doing great gematria research, and I'm sure in time they'll all get added to this forum, plus the new people who come along and start making meaningful contributions. So even if you don't have a blog or a YouTube channel going yet, it's okay. You can join this forum and you can become a part of the conversation, part of the discussion. You can start contributing your own research. The moderator, the man who built this, I know he's going to do a good job of keeping out the trolls. So for those of you who are scared to post on my blog or my YouTube channel because of all the trolls that attack everyone there, you're not going to have that problem in this forum. So I'm very excited about this opening up. I'm going to start using this more. Once I'm finished here with the editing process of my book, I'll have a lot more free time on my hands. But I'm very excited to see this come into being. I'm going to leave the link below so everyone can join. Again, gematria is a massive topic, and with more eyes, more minds working at cracking the code further than we already have, we'll progress even further. And the further we progress, the more important the research becomes. And just as a reminder how big the research is and how many topics there are still to uncover, the other night on my radio show I brought up Paul Wellstone. I thought I should go back and look at his death. And look at this. Paul Wellstone died on his 97th day of his age in a plane crash. And if you don't remember who Paul Wellstone was, he was the one senator out of the 100 members who was speaking truth to power. He was saying why the Patriot Act was wrong. He was saying why we shouldn't have a Department of Homeland Security. He was saying this is stuff straight out of Nazi Germany. He was opposed to the wars after 9/11. He was the one person in the Senate that was opposed to the tyranny. And he went down in a plane crash 97 days from his birthday. And then adding to the comedy of that, a little more than a year after his death, the NTSB came out on November 18th and said it was due to pilot error. Keep in mind, November 18th is the 322nd day of the year, 322, number of Yale's Skull and Bones. George W. Bush, who was in the White House, member of Skull and Bones. November 18th also leaves 43 days left in the year. Yale equals 43. Bush was the 43rd president. You see? And, I've known about Paul Wellstone's death since the day it happened because this is a man I was following, and I remember I was sad when I heard the news. I thought, wow, the only guy sticking up for what's right is now dead. I said, I guess this is the way it goes in this world. And, consider he died at age 58. The name Bush equals 58. So does George W. Bush. So does Washington. So does United States. So does Freemasonry. So does secret society. Somebody might come along and argue that, well, maybe Paul Wellstone was just an actor playing that part of the opposition, and he was, his character ended by the numbers just to reinforce that message that you go against tyranny, you'll end up dead. And that's the beauty of a forum such as this. You can have those discussions. And if you have those discussions, try not to do it by cussing out the other person. Last night in a video I put out, I made a mention about how the tyrants genocided the Native American people. And somebody who follows my work said that I'm a goyim because I believe that lie. And then they went on to write that there weren't really such a thing as Native American people, which is just, I don't know where this person's from. They obviously don't live up in the Pacific Northwest where we still have a number of native tribes. Here in Seattle, we have Discovery Park, which is owned by the Native American community. Native people are very real. To say that Native people didn't exist and that's just a made-up myth for the Goyim, that's insanity. But you can come to a place like this and you can offer that opinion, but try not to do it by cussing out somebody and saying they're, whatever the guy said to me last night. He was arguing that the entire world's populations were all black people once upon a time, and all the continents of the world are the continents of the black people. Black people came from every continent, and then all the other races evolved in time. That's a theory. It's interesting. You can come here and have that conversation, but you don't need to start calling people goyim, because they don't necessarily agree with that, So anyway, if you're going to be a part of this forum, what I'm trying to say is have constructive conversations. It's okay to offer opinions that might be out there a little bit, but don't say that somebody's an idiot just because they're not on board with that opinion. Calling me a goyim and saying that there's no such thing as Native American people, that's just going to make you look insane, and it also makes you look ignorant. I mean, if you've never met any Native people in your life, you must never have to think that. But I'm just saying, if you're going to join this forum, the person I'm talking to right now, don't come and speak that way. I used to try to promote this guy named Cognitive Dis, and he started this Friday night conversation thing for people to join and have a discussion. But then if you ever went to his discussion, he'd say things like, "This is my group. I make all the rules. I get the final opinion." It's just like, what? That's not the way it's supposed to work, man. If you're hosting a conversation, you shouldn't just act like you're in total control and nobody can have an opinion that disagrees with you. He scared everybody away from that group. So if you're going to try to be part of a community, what I'm saying is speak constructively. And yeah, I do chew people out and rant people out, but they're not people that I want to be part of a community with. The people I'm cussing out are people coming and attacking me. You're going to attack me and say some crazy stuff, I'll attack back. That's different. This here is a community, or the beginning of a community. So if you want to be a part of that community, treat it with respect, And again, it's okay to have opinions that are out there, not common, but don't say that somebody's an idiot because they haven't heard of your uncommon opinion. So, what else I want to say is, if you're new to this Gematria research and you watch my work and then you go and watch somebody else's work, everybody has a little bit different methods. And out of the different methods out there, Derek right now, I would say his methods are the most technical. And Derek already knows that I think this about his work, but I think Derek takes it too far, and I think he makes Gematria look, very difficult to get into, and he makes it seem like it's brain surgery. And I'm telling you guys, Gematria is not brain surgery. Almost everything is surface level. Charles Manson dead at 83. Charles Manson equals 83, so does murder. Murder by Numbers came out in 83. Derek put out a video that's over a half hour long predicting that the royal wedding will be May 5th. And he called into my radio show to share some of this. And when he was on the radio, I said, you better look at May 4th too, because love equals 54 and marriage equals 54. Kind of like 5/4 for May 4th. And just after I saw Derek's 30-minute video, I said, man, did he look much at May 4th? Because I'm just going to look at May 4th. So I measured from Prince Harry's birthday, which is September 15th, his 33rd birthday, to May 4th, and I saw it was exactly 33 weeks, right? And not to mention, when he turned 33, USA Today, the same publication that trashed me January 27, 2016, making fun of my work, showing how there's rituals going on in numbers. Anyway, just look at this headline. 33 reasons to hail Prince Harry on his 33rd birthday. So anyway, it's 33 weeks from his 33rd birthday to that May 4th date. And also from his bride-to-be's wedding, who's 36, just like the age his mother died at, Princess Diana. Her full name equals 97, by the way. Death also 97. Princess Diana died in 97. Anyhow, from her birthday to May 4th is 39 weeks. You see, 39 weeks. And wedding has Gematria of 39 and 33. How perfect. And then marriage and love are both 54. So Derek, he does these really long things, and they're interesting. But again, this research right here took me all of 2 minutes last night. In 2 minutes, I said, wow, And, if you watch Derek's video, he's doing all sorts of calculations. He's looking at all sorts of things. It is really interesting, but I'm telling you, almost everything that's put before our eyes is pretty much base level, and it comes back to these, simple ciphers, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the alphabetic order in reverse. These 4 base ciphers on his calculator that he built, and I did tell him to use these as the 4 base, so I'm glad he listened to me there. This is where almost all of it is. And everything else, it's worthy too. But if you just stick to these 4 base ciphers and you let that be where you master your understanding, I think it'll serve you more well than doing what Derek's doing right now. And to also criticize Derek, I know that he didn't spend a lot of time going through my older work when he found Gematria. He saw my work, thought it was interesting. At first he thought I was crazy, and then he just began testing it himself from what he learned from me, and he realized it wasn't crazy. But then he, just being the mind that he wanted to learn more ciphers, and he wanted to start using all these ciphers. So kind of what I see that Derek's done with Gematria is he's never taken the time to master the base knowledge. He doesn't know like a lot of the really concrete connections, but he's figured out a lot more. But it's like he never took the time to master arithmetic. He never took the time to master addition and subtraction, and he got a little bit of it and it was enough for him, and then he did multiplication real quick and division, and then he like jumped into calculus and now he's like trying to teach Gematria through calculus without having a low understanding of the foundation. So it's all good. I mean, I'm glad Derek's doing what he's doing because he's opening up doors, but at the same time, I see when he does a video how much low-hanging fruit he misses that would be much easier to explain to an audience than the things he's trying to explain. And again, that's going to be the beauty of this forum, because you'll be able to look at everyone's different research, compare, learn. This will be the synergy of it. Everyone coming together and working together, and I think this is the perfect place to do it. So down below, going to link this, Gematria Forum, free to join, free to be a member. It's looking to me the way it is that when you join, you can't create a new thread right away. You have to respond to other people's threads. So if you come here and you try to create your own post, you're not going to be able to. But after you make a number of posts, and there's already a lot of information to follow along with and add to, after you build up your resume, then you can start creating threads. And the reason he did that is so that trolls can't just start showing up here and just spamming everywhere like they do at my blog. So that's a built-in safety feature. So thank you very much to the man who built this. I'm hoping to see a lot of people join in the coming days and weeks and months. And, I know there's a lot more people in this world who can really help contribute to this knowledge. A lot of people call in every week to my radio show. If you're one of those people, I hope you join here. This is a great place to share your work. And then when you're on the radio program, you can say, hey, what I'm talking about now, go check it out at Gematria Forum. You can read along with what I'm sharing on the radio show right now. So, the link's below. Thanks as always, Truth Seekers.